He-Man. It's here. It's here. The world premiere of Masters of the Universe. The movie should have been called He-Man, but whatever. Masters of the Universe has happened. And by the way, at the world premiere, they did something so cool. Little thing, but awesome thing. It was held at the Mann's Chinese Theater, but they made up the Chinese theater. I don't know if you can find a picture of this, Jonathan, but they made up the front of the Chinese theater, which I've been to a lot of premieres at, and they always do little something about it, but they constructed as the entrance of the Mann's Chinese Theater for the premiere of Masters of the Universe, for the entire theater to look like Castle Grayskull. And it was after yesterday's show that Rob was the first one to show me pictures of it. It looked so good. And so it cool. Didn't look at that. I mean, the way it looked, like from the wider shots.
This is a great picture, by the way.
It didn't even look like a front to the building. It actually made the building look like Castle Grayskull.
Yeah, it's before they put the Masters of the Universe sign on there. It was just Castle Grayskull.
Here you go. Hang on.
So, you know.
So you see how it blends in with it?
I mean, that's so cool.
So well.
So cool.
That is pretty damn cruel. Now, look. Generally speaking, I have not had the highest of expectations for Masters of the Universe. Now, last year at CinemaCon, they showed us that big presentation, and that was the first time I went, I still don't know if the movie's going to be any good, but that presentation looked pretty good. I was in the minority that I didn't really like the first trailer too much. You know, I was actually surprised when I heard from a lot of people, like when I said I didn't like the trailer, and I heard from a lot of you guys saying, John, you're crazy. That trailer was awesome. I'm like, okay, I'm glad you guys liked it. I didn't think it was all that good. But, you know, then they showed us some more footage at this year's CinemaCon. I thought that looked pretty fun. And by the way, the bottom line is, it is Travis Knight.
Yep.
The director of Kubo and the Two Strings, the director of the best live action Transformers movie, the director of that new Leica movie. What's it called? Wilderness?
I don't know.
Guys in the live chat.
I think you're right. Hang on.
Oh, by the way, I was late to the trailer. I didn't see the trailer till it came out days afterwards, which is why we haven't talked about it on the show because it's too late. But Wildwood, people in the live chat are saying it's Wildwood. Watch the trailer for Wildwood.
I haven't seen it.
It's a special looking movie. It looks like it's going to be like right up there with Kubo and the Two Strings. It looks really good. Anyway, so there are reasons to believe that maybe it could be good, but my expectations have been tempered. Well, the first reactions are now out for Masters of the Universe. And while they are not perfect, they're plenty good. And if you had asked me 6 months ago, hey, first reactions for Mandalorian and Grogu and Masters of the Universe are going to come out roughly the same time, which one do you think is going to get the better reactions? I still, even though I have had my doubts about Mandalorian, I would have said easily Mandalorian. No, the early reactions for Masters of the Universe are kicking the crap out of the first reactions for the Mandalorian. Anyway, let's go look at a couple of them. This comes to us from the Hollywood Reporter. We're telling this. Courtney Howard says, Masters of the Universe, Shaggy Charms worked on me. A colossally epic time, has a Guardians of the Galaxy style, self-aware tone, and a radical message at its core. Nicholas Galzantine and Camila Mendez nailed it. The Rock score with assist from Brian May. So she loved it. Our good friend Perry Nemiroff said, bound to be one of the biggest surprises of 2026 for me. I loved Masters of the Universe. Peter Gray wrote, Nicholas Galadzine looks the part in Masters of the Universe and how, but it's his comedic timing that steals the show. Knowingly cartoonish, packed with 80s vibes, the soundtrack, and Jared Leto camps it up vocally as Skeletor. Slightly risque, but mostly family-friendly fun. Really risque. I wasn't expecting that, but okay. Rachel Leachman writes, Master Universe is a hell of a lot of fun. Nicholas Galadzine brings a sweetness to Adam Glenn that makes his take on He-Man memorable, and also a fascinating take on masculinity. Fun, and features The Man by The Killers. I was so in. Kevin Fenix writes, Masters of the Universe revives Saturday morning cartoon magic with massive action, silly laughs, and real heart. Eternia looks like Rudy Orbero's box art brought to life in full Technicolor glory. And yes, Masters of the Universe is absolutely all about them muscles. Big Gold Belt Media writes, truly epic. Masters of the Universe captures the magic of classic 80s cartoons with modern visuals, crowd-pleasing action, and adrenaline-fueled battles that will give you chills. As a nostalgic fantasy adventure that reminds adults what made Saturday morning cartoons feel legendary. Chris Killian wrote, I loved Masters of the Universe, both a love letter to all things He-Man and a beautiful, bombastic fantasy sci-fi crowd pleaser that wears its heart on its sleeve. It's insane this movie exists, but I'm so happy it does. I had the biggest smile on my face the whole way through. Maggie Lovett said, if you miss the hopeful, bright, and upbeat joy that the 80s once possessed, you have the power to find it again by watching Masters of the Universe. A film bursting with so much life and fun you truly won't want it to end, but boy oh boy, when it does end. Yeah, I've heard from a number of people, stay for the post-credits.
Yeah.
Everybody's been saying stay for the credit scene. Jermaine, who's not liked a lot lately.
No.
Didn't love this one. Jermaine writes, Master of the Universe has a very fun, weird, yet enjoyable last 20 minutes or so. As for the rest of the movie, it's a mess. Seriously played for laughs, laughs played for emotion. It works, it doesn't. It really tries, but ends up being too awkward. Great end credits scene, though. Well, there's that. BJ writes, I have the power to tell you that Masters of the Universe is what happens when you watch the cartoon, grab your action figures, and make your own adventure. An absolute blast, laugh out loud funny, and a fisto-powered punch of heart. I loved it. Everything you could want. We'll do one or two more. Scott Menzel wrote, Masters of the Universe is everything this 80s kid wanted and more. It's gloriously campy, wildly entertaining, and nonstop fun from beginning to end. Travis Knight completely understood the assignment and delivered exactly what fans of this franchise have been waiting for. And then I'll take one more. We'll do Andrew J. Salazar, who wrote, I kind of really wasn't vibing with this for a bit, but once it finally finds its footing, it's undeniably fun and unapologetically proud of its fantastical camp. Skeletor already in contention for one of the most memorable villains of the year. So, again, now a lot of these are the same people who were didn't have so much fun with Mandalorian, but coming out here and giving this. And Rob, listen, I'm going to be straight up. I find these surprising. Again, I have all the faith in the world in Travis Knight. But I also know that translating a He-Man movie into live action today is a very tall order because everybody wants something different from He-Man. A lot of people with the nostalgia want it to be just like the 80s cartoon. Some people want it, like there's a friend of mine who's a pundit who really feels it should be more serious in tone, like Lord of the Rings meets Star Wars, which kind of sounds cool to me.
Yeah.
But, or is it something in between? I have not loved the marketing. I think the marketing overall has been okay. Like there was a trailer I thought was all right. There was a trailer I didn't think was all right, whatever. I'm certainly in the marketing, not seeing a movie that I think I'll love. But, I'm hearing from a number, and I talked to somebody who watched the film and they said, John, I think you're really going to like it. And so I'm going to straight up tell you, I'm really surprised to hear these reactions. I don't know that it's going to translate into a big opening weekend at the box office, but am I going to have fun at this? I was doubting it, but it sounds like maybe I am. We want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Pocket Hose. Guys, I'm excited to tell you about the world's #1 expanding garden hose and their brand new product, the Pocket Hose Ballistic. As you guys can imagine, I'm not exactly gentle with my gear. I drag hoses across concrete over the pool, yank them around corners. I even coil and uncoil them all the time to put them in my camper van when I go out on my movie meetups. And generally speaking, a lot of them don't last. But the Pocket Hose Ballistic has been a totally different story for me. It's incredibly durable, super lightweight, and just makes the whole job easier. One of my favorite things is how simple it is to use. You turn the water on, it expands. Turn it off, it shrinks right back down to pocket size. And it's reinforced with a liquid crystal polymer, the same kind of material used in bulletproof vests. Plus, it comes with the pocket pivot, which gives you 360-degree rotation at the spigot so it moves with you instead of fighting against you. And now, for a limited time, when you purchase a new Pocket Hose Ballistic, you'll get a free 360-degree rotating pocket pivot and a free thumb drive nozzle. Just text Campea to 64,000. That's CAMPEA to 64,000 for your 2 free gifts with purchase. Text Campea to 64,000. Message and data rates may apply. Anyway, Rob, you're hearing these reactions. Where does it fall in terms of where you expected them to be?
Well, I think you and I have been of the same mind of this. We saw the behind the scenes, and the trailers have been, I think the marketing has been underwhelming to me. But however, we've always said trust Travis, and I also, the person that I think is the ace in the hole in this movie was Guy Hendricks Dias, the production designer, somebody I know, because I think that of all the people I've ever met in Hollywood in professional places, Guy Hendricks Dias, just Guy Dias, Guy understands the assignment. He is a very smart guy, and he knows what's up. And in terms of what do you want this movie to be, he'll go there with you. Whether you want to make it look like an Art Deco Superman movie, whether you want to make it look like Inception, however you want it to go, he's your man. But having Travis Knight, it's Travis Knight that made this film. And I was totally doubting. You know when I came around on this movie? That piece of score that I texted you over the weekend.
Yep.
I heard that piece of music, and Brian May's guitar kicks in. You know, this is Brian May of Queen.
Yeah.
You know, where I'm like, okay. And I heard this piece of music because it was serious, and then it got goofy, and then it got over the top and operatic. And I'm like, this is the first time. I think they were scared to market this movie because they didn't know how. And I think all of these people are commenting on the 80s of it all. I think Travis and I think they did nail it. And I think that, I mean, first of all, you're thinking about the source material. This cartoon is extraordinarily difficult to watch if you didn't grow up with it as a kid.
It really is.
The original He-Man does not have a whole lot of, it was totally a toy, you know, it was, because I had
it was a toy marketing tool. The whole cartoon was a toy marketing tool.
Yeah, and I had the action figures. I bought the first 6 He-Man figures, the original, before I'd even seen I never saw the cartoon until way later. The action figures promised something that I thought the cartoon show ruined. And if this makes any sense at all, this movie sounds to me like the kind of story I wanted to get when I first bought these action figures. Because you were not supposed to take them seriously like Lord of the Rings, because they were as wide as they were tall. So they were incredibly goofy, but there was something badass about them at the same time. And when you put them on a shelf, there was nothing like He-Man. There was nothing like Man-at-Arms. There was nothing like, what was it? Merman was one of the originals. And then, of course, Skeletor. And there was something about those original designs that was cool, but also wacky. Mm-hmm. And it sounds like if they figured that out, that balance, and everybody seems to be commenting that they are, this movie lives and dies on tone. And the tone is certainly not serious. Not entirely. They need to give you something, and hearing like it's more Guardians of the Galaxy, that's its own tone, but I understand what people are saying. That piece of music nailed it. And when I heard that piece of music,
is that out?
like, yeah, you can link it.
Is it?
It's
Okay.
called, it's just one track. They probably put out more, but it's called Eternia.
Okay.
And I'm like, I listened to that, and I'm like, Travis Knight knew. Trust in Travis. The man knew what he was doing. And you know what? If they had any doubts, if this movie wasn't going to work, they would not have built Castle. I know you said they would build it anyway, because Star Wars is Star Wars.
Remember, it's the marketing department that looks after the premiere stuff.
I know,
but the people who built that Grayskull thing probably even hadn't seen the movie yet.
They probably did. But the idea is somebody wanted it there, and I'm telling you, I think I'm going to like this movie. Now, I might hate it, but I think it's going to be way better than Mortal Kombat 2.
I'm more excited today to see it than I've ever been so far.
Ever.
The one other thing I've heard from a couple of people. Now, listen, I am actually in the world where everybody thinks they're cool to bash on Jared Leto, who is, I'm sorry to break it to you, he is a remarkable actor.
He is.
He's a fabulous actor. And as much as I did not enjoy watching the latest Tron movie,
he was the best part of it.
4 times for the movie meetup tour. He was the best part of it. I mean, he simply was. But I was surprised to hear, including the person who was at the premiere and told me, said, his Skeletor, and I read this in a number of the reactions as well, his Skeletor is awesome. And like, I know there are going to be some people, and we knew this right away, that were going into it wanting the original Skeletor voice. Hello, He-Man. Like they wanted that. But that absolutely would, even if you're going for a lighter tone in the movie, that would absolutely not work. That would
It can work for Optimus Prime and Megatron, but not for this.
because they don't talk like this. Like it's so I knew that would not work. And so I was curious about how they would do it. And even though I didn't like the trailers, the one thing I did like about the trailers was the voice they chose to go with.
Yeah.
And I think that might work. Now, I'm not really sure I'm going to, like the one reactor, I'm not really sure I'm going to walk away from this thinking that this is going to be one of the great villains of the thing. But if it can get close, that'll be a big win for them. Big win for them. So, you know what? Here's what's happening on this. I got my tickets for an early fan screening on June 3rd. I am leaving Toronto in the van Monday morning. And our plan is to literally pull into California and drive right to the movie theater and run in to see the movie.
Wow.
Like we think we can make it by like 20 minutes.
Wow.
We think we can make it from Toronto on Monday morning to Wednesday night and get there like 20 minutes early. And I'm planning to go see this thing. I'm going to walk in having not showered in 3 days. My hair is going to be scraggled or whatever.
She's going to fall asleep in the first 20
I'm
minutes.
just going to walk right into the theater. Oh, hey, man, ready to go. So we'll see if it works out. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? The first reactions for Masters of the Universe are surprisingly good and certainly a lot better than the first reactions for The Mandalorian were a week ago. I'm not trying to compare it to The Mandalorian, but again, these are two major films coming out so close to each other. You can't help but compare it a bit. And these are a lot better than the Mandalorian ones. I don't know. Whatever you're expecting from this, jump down into the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.